and welcome to Housing TV News at the top of the hour, coming to you from our studios here in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Dorcas Chia. Our top stories: a federal government clears over 700 billion naira contractors' debt. Nigeria considers sanctions over xenophobic attacks in South Africa. Abuja's green spaces is predicted to be under threat. And on the foreign scene, Iran says World Cup tickets allocation is being withdrawn. And now the news in detail. The federal government says it has processed payments exceeding 700 billion naira in verified debt owed to local contractors, with about 436.6 billion naira disbursed in May 2026 alone. According to the Federal Ministry of Finance, payments have been approved for more than 1,240 contractors across various ministries, departments, and agencies following a verification exercise to validate outstanding claims. The ministry said contractors with verified claims of 100 million naira or less were given priority, a move expected to provide liquidity for businesses, support ongoing projects, enable the payment of workers and suppliers, and stimulate economic activities. Officials noted that the initiative is part of the government's efforts to clear inherited liabilities, strengthen public financial management, and restore confidence among contractors and service providers. The ministry also reaffirmed its commitment to the timely resettlement of legitimate obligations, adding that payments will help preserve jobs, complete infrastructure projects, and support national economic growth. In Oyo State, the state government has demolished a building allegedly used as a hideout by kidnappers involved in the abduction of the younger sister of former Minister of Power, Chief Bayo Adelabu, and her twin sons. The three-bedroom bungalow located in the Lako community along Ayegun Anaye Road in Ibadan was pulled down by officials of the Ministry of Public Works and Transportation in collaboration with the Nigerian Police Force. Authorities said the action is part of ongoing efforts to dismantle criminal networks and send a strong message that properties used for illegal activities will not be tolerated. The victims were abducted on June 3, 2026 in the challenge area of Ibadan, prompting intensive investigations that reportedly led security operatives to the suspected hideout. The state government reaffirmed its commitment to strengthening security and urged residents to remain vigilant and report suspicious activities, while investigations to apprehend other members of the kidnapping syndicate continues. The federal government says it is considering diplomatic measures, including a review of bilateral privileges over renewed xenophobic attacks against Nigerians in South Africa. Minister of Foreign Affairs Bianca Odumegu Ojukwu accused the South African authorities of not doing enough to protect Nigerians, alleging that businesses have been looted, properties destroyed, and families intimidated. She also dismissed claims that the affected Nigerians are illegal migrants, insisting that many are legitimate business owners and residents. The minister confirmed that the government has approved evacuation flights for Nigerians willing to return home, with more than 1,000 people already registered for repatriation. She stressed that protecting the lives and welfare of Nigerians abroad remains a top priority. Moving over to Benue State, the state governor, Reverend Father Hyacinth Yomem Alia, has signed the Benue State Electricity Law 2026, a move aimed at improving electricity supply and driving economic growth in the state. The new legislation establishes a framework for electricity generation, transmission, and distribution with the goal of providing more reliable power to homes, businesses, schools, and healthcare facilities. Governor Alia said the law will encourage greater private sector participation, attract investment and create employment opportunities, particularly for young people. He added that improved electricity supply is expected to reduce dependence on generators, lower business operating costs, and support industrial development across the state. The governor also noted that the law includes measures to protect consumers through fair billing, improved service delivery, and greater accountability, while expanding electricity access to undeserved rural communities. In another development, the Joint Health Sector Unions JOHESU has warned that health workers may embark on another nationwide strike over the federal government's failure to implement the adjustment of the Consolidated Health Salary Structure (CONHESS). JOHESU National Chairman Kabiru Minje said the salary issue has remained unresolved for over a decade despite several negotiations and a memorandum of understanding that promised implementation by the end of April 2026. According to the union, while the salary structure for medical doctors has been reviewed 3 times since 2016, corresponding health adjustments for other health workers has not been carried out. The union said it is consulting with its members before deciding on industrial action and urged government to address the matter to avoid disruptions in healthcare services. JOHESU also stressed that improved remuneration is essential for productivity and insisted that its demands are based on fairness and justice for all health professionals. We take a pause here, and up next are news stories from the build sector. Do stay with us.
Are you getting ready for another big one? The largest housing show in Africa. 2 decades of relentless exhibition and conference. The 20th edition of the Africa International Housing Show, happening from the 13th to 18th of July 2026 at the prestigious Transcorp Hilton Hotel, Abuja, Nigeria. This premier event is Africa's largest housing and construction expo, attracting over 50,000 attendees in Africa and beyond, thereby giving room for developers, construction giants, financiers, home interiors, mortgage and microfinance banks, drawing from about 21 different countries of the world. Get ready to be part of history.
You're watching Housing TV News at the top of the hour, and now to the build sector. Environmental experts have raised concerns over the rapid loss of green areas in Abuja, warning that unchecked urban development is undermining the city's original master plan and increasing environmental risk. They noted that forests, wetlands, and buffer zones, which were designed to control flooding, regulate temperatures, and preserve biodiversity, are increasingly being replaced by estates, roads, and commercial projects. Critics argue that while infrastructure development is necessary, the conversion of protected green spaces threatens Abuja's ecological balance and long-term sustainability. They also warn that rising temperatures, worsened floods, and environmental degradation are already affecting many parts of the capital. The report calls on the Federal Capital Development Authority and environmental agencies to strengthen enforcement of planning regulations, protect critical ecological assets such as Jabi Lake and the remaining forest reserves, and invest in large-scale urban reforestation. Stakeholders maintain that Abuja can continue to grow without sacrificing the natural environment that was built into its original design. Market intelligence firm Fortran and Co. has called for stronger government and private sector collaboration to address the growing student housing deficit across Africa, particularly in Nigeria. In its latest Africa Student Housing Report, the firm recommended 3 key interventions: tax incentives for purpose-built student accommodation projects, the establishment of clear regulatory standards, and university-backed lease or occupancy guarantee programs to encourage private investment. The report estimates that Nigeria faces a student housing shortage of more than 1 million bed spaces, making it one of the most under-reserved markets in sub-Saharan Africa. Fortran noted that challenges such as regulatory uncertainty, limited financing, high development costs, and the absence of affordability support have slowed investment in the sector. The firm urged governments, universities, and investors to adopt innovative financing models and public-private partnerships to expand quality, affordable accommodation for students across the continent. An 8-shop commercial building in Anambra State has collapsed following heavy rainfall, raising fresh concerns over building safety and construction standards in Nigeria. No lives were lost in the incident as occupants reportedly vacated the premises before the structure gave way. However, traders and business owners suffered significant property losses. Authorities have secured the area and commenced investigations into the cause of the collapse, with experts pointing to factors such as poor construction practices, inadequate maintenance, and the effects of prolonged rainfall. Urban planners have also warned that increasing climate-related weather events and aging infrastructure are placing greater pressure on buildings and drainage systems across the country. Stakeholders in the construction sector are calling for stricter enforcement of building regulations, regular structure inspections, and improved urban planning to reduce the risks of future building failures. Moving on to the foreign scene, Iran's Football Federation says its allocation of World Cup tickets have been withdrawn just days before the tournament, preventing many supporters from attending matches, despite already making travel plans. The federation described the move as unfair and questioned whether political considerations had influenced the decision, urging FIFA to uphold neutrality and equal treatment for all participating nations. The development comes amid ongoing regional tensions that have already complicated Iran's World Cup preparations. Although FIFA says it will continue working with the Iranian delegation to ensure a positive tournament experience. And now the United Kingdom government is reviewing its €330 million NHS data contract with US tech firm Palantir, amid growing concerns over patent privacy, public trust, and reliance on a foreign supplier. Technology Minister Liz Kendall said the review will determine whether the deal due for renewal in 2027 should be extended or ended. A parliamentary committee has urged the government to use a break clause to terminate the contract, citing risk to critical public services. While officials say the platform has improved hospital operations and waiting list management, critics remain concerned about data security and Palantir's links to the U.S. military and immigration agencies. We take another pause, and up next, we take stories from business and sports sector.
I'm Debbie Erb. I'm the founder of DLE Advisors, LLC. I just finished a really interesting session talking with the audience here at the International Housing Show. I have attended the show before, and I have to say it's bigger. It's bigger and better than it was 4 years ago. An incredible array of opportunities, companies, and new innovations in the housing space. So it's very exciting to be here. Thank you, Festus Adebayo. He's my guy. It's so well attended, and there's so many people here that I know who are movers and shakers in the industry. So I definitely recommend attending if you possibly can.
I am Ada Fong, the former Deputy Director of Housing from the Hong Kong Housing Authority. I think it's a very interesting housing show and conference that brings together a lot of experts and talents and government officials in Africa to explore the subject of housing in Africa. It's a very worthwhile initiative that you do it once every year.
My name is Adeola Olushodo. I'm the Executive Director, Lagos State Development and Property Corporation. I'm here at the Abuja International Housing Show 2025, and this is a show that brings all the experts and all the major players in the real estate sector together. I must commend the efforts that goes into that, the consistency, and everybody looks forward to it, and of course it's well attended.
My name is Dr. Mark Mahaku Joshua. I am the Director General Taraba Geography Information Service. I got an invitation to attend, and I saw things like land reform. So my priority here is to interact with experts in the field, gain more knowledge on how things are done as far as land reform is concerned. The organizers of this event has done well. I at least expect the caliber of people I've seen here. Seeing the people that I've seen here, they have sent out a signal to me that it is not a child's play. We're here that really Nigerian mean business to organize such a show.
My name is Surveyor Abdugani Adelabu, the Surveyor General of the Federation. I want to really say it's a good program. This is the 19th edition of it. I want to say a good thumb up to the organizers of the program and to Nigeria in general. Hosting such an event is not something that comes easy. It comes with a lot of innovation on its own, like the team says, and it comes with a lot of experienced organizers. So I want to say a big thank you for those people that come all the way from far and near to come and be part of this organization.
Hello, I'm Maya Abdelhamid, the CEO of the Social Housing and Mortgage Finance Fund in Egypt. This is my first visit to Nigeria and Abuja in specific. I've been invited to this housing show. This is my first visit to Nigeria. I've had a good chance to meet with all the Nigerian officials as well as the African ministers and delegations. I think the presentation helped a lot and giving insights to those attending. I also benefited from hearing other experiences from the experts from across the continent and the international experts as well.
My name is Roland Benoba, and this is the Roland Benoba Real Foundation for Housing and Urban Development. Shout out to IIHS. You guys are doing a great job. This is the 19th edition, and I think it's just going to keep getting better and better and better. Kudos to the team at AIHS.
Welcome back. In the world of business, the National Air Transport Association, IATA, says Nigeria remains one of the most expensive countries for airline operations due to high taxes, charges, and operating costs. Speaking at the IATA annual general meeting in Brazil, Regional Vice President for Africa and the Middle East, Camille Al-Awadi, said the high-cost environment is limiting the competitiveness and profitability of local airlines. IATA has called on ECOWAS member states to implement a proposed 25% reduction in aviation taxes and charges to make air travel more affordable and support the growth of the aviation sector. On the sports scene, Turkish champions Galatasaray have reportedly asked Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen to help persuade his international teammate Ademola Lookman to join the club this summer. According to reports, Galatasaray are interested in signing Lookman, but face major challenges, including Atletico Madrid's reluctance to let the Nigerian forward leave and the financial demands of the deal. Lookman has attracted interest from several European clubs, and it remains uncertain whether Galatasaray can secure his signature despite Osimhen's close ties with the Turkish side. In another development, United States President Donald Trump has become the first sitting American president to attend an NBA Finals game, making a historic appearance at Game 3 between the New York Knicks and San Antonio Spurs at Madison Square Garden. Trump attended the game alongside family members and top government officials, with his presence drawing significant public attention and heightened security measures. On the court, the San Antonio Spurs defeated the Knicks 115 to 111 to reduce the series deficit to 2-1, while reactions to Trump's attendance generated widespread debates across social media. And this is where we call it a day on Housing TV News at the app. But before we go, a recap of our top stories. Federal government covers over 700 billion naira contractors' debt. Nigeria considers sanctions over xenophobic attacks in South Africa. Abuja's green spaces is predicted to be under threat. And on the foreign scene, we told you that Iran says World Cup ticket allocation is being withdrawn. For more news in the housing sector, do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Housing TV Africa. Follow us on all our social media platforms. And you can download the Housing TV mobile app on your Google Play Store and Apple Store, and download the free TV app on your Google Play Store and Apple Store as well to stay connected. Many thanks for watching. I remain Dorcas Chia. Bye for now.
Visit Housing TV Africa on YouTube and click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to Housing TV Africa to stay updated on latest happenings in Nigeria's housing sector. Follow our social media pages, like and share our posts on Facebook, Housing TV Africa, on Twitter, Housing TV Africa, Instagram, Housing TV Africa. Join the conversation and keep up with latest housing updates.